In the vast plains of Africa, across the rural landscapes of China, and deep in the valleys of southern Europe, there's an animal that has quietly carried humanity for thousands of years. It hauled our goods before trucks. It plowed our fields before tractors. It gave it strength long before machines took over. And now, in an unexpected twist, the humble donkey has become part of a global agricultural revolution. Once seen purely as a working companion, the donkey is now being farmed, not for its labor, but for its milk, its meat, and even its hide. Across the world, millions of donkeys are being raised, bred, and processed in modern facilities that look more like dairy farms than barns. But how did this ancient beast of burden become a part of the modern livestock industry? What makes donkey milk so valuable, sometimes selling for over $60 a liter? And how is technology reshaping an animal once seen as obsolete into a luxury farming product? Today, we're stepping inside the global donkey farming industry, a world of tradition, controversy, and surprising innovation. This is the story of how millions of donkeys are farmed and processed for meat and milk, and what it tells us about the future of farming itself. The story of donkey farming begins thousands of years ago, long before modern agriculture. The African wild ass, believed to be the ancestor of today's domestic donkey, was first tamed around 6,000 years ago in the deserts of northeastern Africa. To early civilizations, donkeys were lifelines. They were the first beasts of burden in Egypt, carrying water, salt, and grain through endless miles of desert. Later, they walked alongside Roman caravans, helped build European villages, and transported traders along the Silk Road. For centuries, their value was in their strength and endurance. But as the world mechanized, as tractors replaced muscle, the donkey faded from daily life. In some places, they became symbols of poverty or rural simplicity, their numbers declining rapidly. And yet, in the 21st century, something changed. Scientists began to study donkey milk, discovering that it's the closest to human breast milk in composition, rich in vitamins, hypoallergenic, and beneficial for skin and digestion. Cosmetic companies took notice. High-end skincare brands started using donkey milk in luxury creams and soaps. Meanwhile, in niche markets across Italy, China, and the Middle East, donkey milk became known as a miracle product, with prices sometimes higher than gold per liter. At the same time, certain regions revived donkey meat production, lean, high in protein, and considered a delicacy in some cuisines. Suddenly, the forgotten animal of the ancient world was back in the spotlight, not as a workhorse, but as a luxury agricultural resource. From humble desert caravans to modern stainless steel dairies, the donkey's journey reflects the evolution of human agriculture itself. Step into a modern donkey farm, and you might be surprised by what you see. Gone are the rough wooden stables and open fields of the past. In their place, clean barns, gentle milking systems, and carefully managed breeding programs. Donkey farming today is part science, part patience. Unlike cows or goats, donkeys produce very small amounts of milk, only about 1 liter per day, and only while their foal is still nursing. That means every drop counts. Farmers must balance milk collection with the animal's well-being, ensuring the foal still receives enough to thrive. In Italy and France, where donkey dairies have grown popular, farmers wake before dawn. They hand milk each animal in small batches, a slow, deliberate ritual. Every pail of milk is chilled immediately, tested for purity, and often sold directly to boutique cosmetic companies or health stores. In China, however, donkey farming has scaled up dramatically. Large industrial operations, some holding tens of thousands of animals, have been built to meet demand for both milk and meat. These farms use automatic feeders, controlled breeding systems, and veterinary monitoring to maintain herd health and productivity. Processing facilities resemble those of any modern meat plant, except quieter. Donkey meat, while controversial in some regions, is processed with precision, deboned, chilled, and exported primarily to countries where it's a traditional food, such as China or or parts of Africa. Meanwhile, specialized dairy processors pasteurize and freeze donkey milk to preserve its delicate enzymes. It's used in cosmetics, infant formulas, chocolates, and even cheese, though true donkey cheese remains incredibly rare and expensive. Behind it all is a mix of old-world care and new-world efficiency, a hybrid model of farming that values every liter, every animal, and every product. But where there's rapid growth, there's also concern about ethics, about sustainability, and about what industrial farming means for a species once living in open fields. The world of donkey farming has quietly entered the digital age. In modern facilities, especially across China, Italy, and parts of Eastern Europe, technology is transforming how these animals are bred, monitored, and milked. Each donkey can be fitted with a digital ID tag that tracks its feeding habits, milk yield, and health data in real time. Sensors in feeding stations measure nutrient intake, while temperature and motion monitors detect early signs of illness or stress. For an animal known for its calm nature, this precision care helps maintain welfare and ensures that every drop of milk meets strict quality standards. In some high-tech donkey dairies, robotic milking systems are being tested. They're similar to those used in cow dairies, but modified for the donkey's slower temperament and smaller udders. These systems reduce stress, increase hygiene, and allow farmers to milk with surgical consistency. Artificial intelligence also plays a role, analyzing herd performance, predicting breeding cycles, and even suggesting genetic pairings to improve milk output. This data-driven approach helps farmers sustain small populations efficiently, minimizing waste while keeping production steady year-round. Even feed has become an innovation frontier. Specialized diets rich in fiber, vitamins, and probiotics are being developed to enhance both the flavor and nutritional value of donkey milk. And in a handful of research labs, scientists are experimenting with freeze-dried donkey milk powder, a lightweight, export-friendly product that could revolutionize global access, especially in cosmetic and nutraceutical markets. The result is a fascinating picture, an ancient animal thriving through modern technology. Yet with innovation comes a deeper question: how sustainable is this growing industry? At first glance, donkey farming might seem gentle, small-scale, pastoral, even nostalgic. But as global demand for donkey products grows, sustainability becomes a complex conversation. Compared to cows or pigs, donkeys have a lighter environmental footprint. They eat less, drink less, and can thrive on low-quality forage that most livestock can't digest. In dry regions of Africa and Asia, they're often the only animals that can survive harsh droughts. That adaptability makes them valuable in sustainable farming systems, especially in places where climate change is shrinking grazing lands. Some communities now integrate donkey milk production with crop farming, using manure as natural fertilizer and rotating pastures to prevent overgrazing. But large-scale industrial operations tell a different story. In China, where millions of donkeys are farmed for ejiao, a traditional medicinal gelatin made from donkey hides, the surge in demand has raised ethical and environmental concerns. Many wild and working donkeys have been bought or captured to feed this industry, leading to population declines in some African countries. Balancing economic opportunity with animal welfare and biodiversity is now a key challenge. Sustainable donkey farming requires traceability, humane breeding, and local partnerships to prevent overexploitation. Fortunately, change is happening. Several countries have introduced welfare guidelines for donkey dairies, regulating space, diet, and milking frequency to ensure animal comfort. Non-profit groups and ethical producers are pushing for transparency, proving that donkey milk can be both profitable and humane. It's a delicate equilibrium between the needs of rural economies and the moral weight of animal life. And it forces us to ask, can we honor an animal's legacy while transforming it into a product? Across the world, the donkey is more than an animal. It's a symbol of endurance, humility, and service. But today, it's also becoming an unlikely economic driver in rural communities. In Italy, small family-run donkey dairies have become a lifeline for farmers struggling to compete in the industrial milk market. They produce artisanal soaps, skin creams, and bottled donkey milk, marketed as organic luxury products to eco-conscious consumers. Each bottle often sells for 10 times the price of cow's milk. In China, the picture picture is much larger. The multi-billion-dollar ejiao industry, made from donkey hides, has fueled an enormous demand for animals, leading to vast breeding complexes and a new wave of domestic farming. Entire rural towns now depend on donkey production, with meat, milk, and hides processed under one integrated system. In Africa, meanwhile, donkeys remain vital working companions, especially for women farmers. But rising export demand has put these traditional roles at risk, sparking tensions between cultural heritage and economic opportunity. And in the Middle East, donkey milk holds cultural and even medicinal importance, often sold fresh in local markets as a natural remedy for asthma, eczema, and aging skin. Despite these differences, one thing unites all these regions: the donkey is being rediscovered, not as a relic of the past, but as a bridge between tradition and modernity. It's a quiet revolution, one that provides income to thousands of families, preserves rural life, and redefines what sustainable livestock can mean. But the question remains: as demand rises, will ethics and balance keep pace with profit? The future of donkey farming is a crossroads between ethics, innovation, and necessity. As global agriculture faces pressure to produce more with less, the donkey's gentle efficiency has caught the eye of sustainability experts. Its low methane output, minimal feed requirements, and adaptability to arid climates make it a potential model for climate-resilient farming. Researchers in Europe and Asia are studying how donkey dairies could integrate into circular farm systems, using manure for compost, solar power for refrigeration, and local forage for feed. In this model, every part of the process serves the land as much as it serves the market. Meanwhile, genetic research is exploring how to improve milk yield without compromising animal welfare. Selective breeding, humane milking schedules, and better veterinary care may help create a small but steady global milk supply, one that remains artisanal, ethical, and sustainable. And then there's the cultural shift. More people are beginning to see donkeys not as expendable work tools, but as sentient creatures deserving respect. Social media and documentaries have given a voice to ethical producers, farmers who treat their donkeys like family, not factories. In this balance of compassion and commerce, the donkey could once again redefine its place in human history, not as a forgotten helper, but as a symbol of coexistence. Perhaps that's the lesson of donkey farming, that progress doesn't always mean bigger or faster. Sometimes it means listening to the quiet, working with patience, and remembering that even the humblest animals can sustain a future built on care. The donkey has walked beside us for thousands of years, through deserts, across empires, and now into the heart of modern agriculture. It has pulled our carts, carried our burdens, and quietly endured our progress. And even now, as we farm it for milk, meat, and cosmetics, its story is still one of resilience and quiet grace. It reminds us that behind every product, every drop of milk, and every industrial process, there's life, a heartbeat, a creature that once helped us survive, now helping us evolve again. So, the next time you see a donkey, whether it's grazing by the roadside or featured in a luxury brand label, remember, this animal is more than an agricultural footnote. It's living history, still shaping the world in ways we rarely see. If you found this story thought-provoking, give this video a like. It really helps us share more stories like this. Comment below, what do you think about the rise of donkey farming? Is it a smart, sustainable industry, or a step too far in our use of animals? And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more deep cinematic looks inside the world of modern farming and food production.